All right, gather around all you people. Today I'm going to show you the joys of washing your car and the joys of living in USA. Especially for all my family and friends in Mumbai, I'm really going to show you how we wash our cars, okay? Anyway, in the meanwhile, step one. These are the shoes that I would wear usually because these are like my outdoor shoes. And you know, they're going to get a little bit wet. So that's needed. And we're going to go collect all the stuff. We're going to need a bucket, a sponge, and lots of drying cloth. I'm also going to give you guys a little tour of my house, but that is later. But yes, the joys of living in USA, chapter 1. All right, so we are now headed to where the buckets are going to be. Here. This is going to be my soap for the car. Those are the 2 buckets I need, and the sponge is already in there. Why not give you guys a small tour of how this factory operates that we call home. Just all my drill machines, saws. Actually, let me make it wider. And this is all my blades. Oh, just the fun stuff. And this is obviously all different grits of sandpaper. This is my sander belt, charger for my drill machines, some more tools over here, my favorite toolbox, and this is how we operate. Of course, this is for the grass, and my beautiful wife actually keeps it looking like this in pristine shape, as you can tell. A lot that goes into this. In fact, just last Saturday she spent 4 hours because we were going to have some guests over, and then so yep, I do not take any claim for any of this stuff. It's all her, but I did lay out the sprinkler system, and here's our lawnmower, leaf blower. Of course, some more tools over here. And yep, it's a little production. And if that is not enough, we have another shed over here that keeps us busy. And this is kind of like the backyard. So this is the back of the house. Let's go take a look at, ta-da! I don't even know if, yep, so here it is. Bicycles that have never, I guess we've actually rode them like twice, but yep. And this is what powers this factory that we call home. It doesn't power, but you know, just a lot of the stuff that goes into keeping it looking this way. And of course, when we're tired, we sit on that swing over there, which I recall we've sat on twice since we bought it. So that was a good $200 or $600. I don't even know how much that cost, but yeah, it was something like that. Alrighty, let's go and wash the car. So what we also need to do is, after we've got all our stuff here, we are going to get a very, very sexy hat, because it's, even though it's kind of a cool day, but it's really sunny. So, and sometimes I get migraines, so you know, just being out in the hot sun. So we're gonna get a very, very sexy hat, as I said. Like I said, I'll give you guys a tour of the house. So this is the gym area. And yep, this is all my weights are over there, free weights, all my dumbbells. And as we step out here, we have been using that machine a lot off late. A little table here if you ever want to sit out here, and some beautiful shrubbery here, once again thanks to my beautiful wife. And just to kind of, that's what the backyard actually looks like. So yeah, it's a nice yeah, I mean, I don't even know how much a house like this in Mumbai would cost. Yeah, but I know it would be unaffordable, especially if I was going to try and buy it in Juhu or Bandra somewhere. It'd be unaffordable. I love the fact that I have a gym here. I really do, because it saves me so much time. Alrighty, let's get started. Many of you are wondering, well, I'm back in my sexy hat, but many of you are wondering, why don't I just go to a car wash? That's the easy way to do it, but I just enjoy washing my own cars, you know, just kind of taking care of them. It just, and plus, you know, gives me something to do on the weekend, just spend some time out in the sun. I really like, I mean, I don't, once I'm in my hat and everything, I can do it. But yeah, talking about, this is the neighborhood that we live in. Very pretty. It's in St. Petersburg, Florida. This is the entry of the house. This is a driveway. So yep, I'm gonna be washing both the cars. But first, we use the shop vac to vacuum the cars. So I have moved one car over here because when you're washing your car, you don't want the splashes of that to go onto the other car. It gives me a little more room to kind of work around the car, and you know, that way the driveway is not so you know, plus the water from one car when it's dried is not kind of going to go on this car. Vacuum this car. This is my wife's car, but what can I say, I'm just a really nice husband. I'm waiting for her comment on this one. So we're going to start with vacuuming the car. So it's really important that you keep drinking water, because even though this morning started out to be like, for people watching in India, it was almost like, I don't know, like 12 degrees centigrade or something. But right now, I think it's about 60 Fahrenheit, which is probably like 28, 29. So but the sun is directly beating on us. So if you want to stay hydrated, next step, I'm gonna fill it up with soap and just get washing the car. So I've got one with the soap and one with just clean water in there, so I can keep putting my sponge from the dirty car onto this. So the good part about having your own water supply, and this is recycled city water, so it's almost free. And well, I guess it's not free. We pay, I think, like $30 or $40 a month on that, but it's unlimited. Inspired to ever wash the car on their own. This is what, so this is soap water, this is plain clean water, because once you've kind of wet the car, you know, you've kind of got all the dirt out of it. Now what we're going to do is, as you can see, there's some dirt still stuck on this. This will come off once we start cleaning it with our sponge. And yep, so we're going to get started. Here's our trusted sponge. I need a new one. All right, so you always want to start from the roof, so that if there's any dirt, it's going to go down. You don't want to go from down to up. Easier to move this bucket this way. All right, so right now the car is all lathered up with soap, as you can see. And what we don't want to do is, we don't want to wait too long for that soap to kind of leave stains on it. So I'm just going to go ahead, rinse it off, and then we're going to dry it. Hopefully that'll hold. And just a simple, just start taking the soap off. Yep, feels therapeutic. So, I mean, it takes me about 30 minutes to vacuum and clean the car. There's people over there on YouTube who spend like 2 hours. I'm not trying to enter my car into any kind of competition for the best car wash or the best shine. I'm really not trying to do that. All I'm trying to do is keep it nice and clean, and I think 30 minutes is more than enough. But if you follow what some of the YouTubers do, yeah, you could easily spend 2 hours washing a car. And I don't know why someone would want to do that, you know. I mean, it's almost therapeutic, yes, I get it, but there's a lot of other stuff to do, you know, like cook food, clean the house, clean the bathrooms. Do I hear my family in India saying, oh, sponsor our green cards? India, you're ever inspired to wash your own car, always remember, start from the roof, then work on the side panels, then the front panels, because you want all the dirt to kind of go down, and then you clean the tires of the car. That's the ideal way to do it. I mean, I try to do it as much as possible, but this came out pretty good. Now, it's very, very important that you dry it within 5 or 7 minutes. So you got to have microfiber, really good quality microfiber towels to do that, because what you don't want to do is leave it out in the hot sun, and then you're going to find lots of hard water stains on your car, and those are not fun to take off, trust me. So this is the microfiber cloth. I went to Costco and got that. These work really well in drying the car. We're going to get started now, one at a time. Once again, I'm going to start from the roof first. And you want to do this as quickly as possible, because you don't want that water to leave any stains on the car. But since we already have extra cloths, why not just use these? Keeps you nice and limber. You got to bend, it's a nice workout. I got to find out how many calories you end up burning when you're washing your car. Right, so the good part is I only had to use 2 of these cloths, so which means I have enough to now wash the next car. But there it is, nice and shiny. And just make sure you walk around, because sometimes you feel like you've got a spot, but there still might be water dripping, just like it is over here. Gonna kind of, okay. So here we are. Most of the stains are gone. This is some tree sap, and that's not gonna come off with this. There's separate, look at all the tree sap. It's done a lot of damage. We earlier had 3 trees over here, and when we park our cars here, luckily this palm tree, that one's not got too many birds or anything, but those other 3 trees, they were getting a lot of tree sap on the cars. So this one's done. We're gonna move this car out, and we're going to, also, because I'm also showing off to my family back home, this driveway, this one, fixed by Mua and painted by Mua wife. But here it is, all the gaps were filled in. It looked kind of like this, all this is still left to be done. But yeah, there were some huge cracks in here, which I filled up, and here as well. There you go. And yep, this is where the water supply comes from. And like I said, it's nice to have recycled water and not have to pay for this water. But you could get a car wash. Honestly, you could get one for $25 a month on unlimited car washes. This is just a little more gratifying, I think. All right, time to move on to the next car. So the cars have now been swapped. The car that I washed, my wife's car, that's been moved out of the driveway, and here we are in my little tiny Hyundai Venue. I love this car, I honestly do. I love the color. It's white and gives me almost, I say how much, like 40 miles to a gallon, which in India would be getting 60 kilometers for 3.6 liters of petrol, which is phenomenal. We begin with the rinse again. Just rinse the car. Always start from the top again, because you want to get the dirt to go down, then you come down.
So there it is. We've lathered the car with soap, as you can tell, and now, just like we do with ourselves, we're going to wash it and then dry it. Soap has come off. Now, once again, these microfiber towels, we're going to use them to dry the car. Start once again from the roof. Good part about doing tasks like this, honestly, you get a fairly good workout, but more importantly, you're kind of bending, you're kind of getting into all the difficult spots, keeps your body limber. I do a lot of weight training. I don't do as much stretching, but just doing these tasks, just daily tasks, is pretty good because your body doesn't get stiff and your body is used to all that bending action and everything, so yeah, I enjoy it. I don't know about the amount of calories I'm burning, but I reckon 300-400 because I washed 2 cars. All right, so we now have 2 clean cars. Looks pretty good. You can tell no residue of the soap. Yeah, and I mean, you've seen how I've seen how they wash cars in India, and that's not really washing it. All they're doing is, I don't know what they're doing, but here you wash it and you take care of your paint. Kind of looks really nice, Yep. And like I said, you get a fair amount of exercise in the process. So I'm gonna open up the hood and I'm gonna see if it needs any more fluids. I'm gonna fill those up and yep, call it a day. And yes, I'm gonna give you guys a house tour as I promised. Okay, so we have the car open now. I'm gonna put in some wiper fluid in there, just some wind washer fluid. I think everything else kind of looks okay, not bad for a 3.5-year-old car. All right, so alrighty, and here's my beautiful wife. She gets ready to go without me to Costco.
Yes, you went yesterday.
Oh, I didn't go yesterday. I went the day before.
Oh my. Mwah.
Okay, baby, I love you.
Right.
So as I promised, I'm gonna give you guys a house tour. I live in a city, it's in Tampa Bay. It's a city called St. Petersburg, Florida. It's beautiful. And I did show you guys the neighborhood earlier. Well, that's kind of what it looks like. Home, our driveway, and it has 2 entryways. Anyway, we will walk in now. And I'll finally get a chance to get out of this amazing, sexy hat. All right, as we enter, this is a little seating area as soon as you enter. And alrighty, we hang our hats over here. Little seating area. Alrighty, I'm gonna give you guys a quick tour. Okay, I showed you my gym earlier with all the weights, and let's first do the outdoor again. This, of course, is the backyard, the huge selling point for us. And I've shown you guys the supplies room, where I kind of like the tool room, and we do have some dining area outside as well. This is us growing some kind of herbs over here, and yep. So that is, and a quick tour. I'm gonna point out this here was the door, and it had a leak. So me and another guy, we fixed this. We cut it with a grinder, so it doesn't look too bad. But when you come close and you take a look, you can see that there's a little cut here that was cemented and filled in. Okay, and there's a small dining area, and we move to our beautiful living area. Here's our kitchen. I should have turned on the lights, so here's exactly what the kitchen looks like. This is our dining area again, and what happens here is this is our pantry, and we do have a lot of stuff for 2 people. It's just the way it is in America. And these are also filled up. So we've got some cabinets here as well. Funny story about them. We got them free because they delivered extra. Wouldn't take them back, so we ended up using them. But yeah, these are brand new cabinets in here that actually were installed not by me, but someone I know. But then I had to go back and kind of put in the screws to go in deeper into the wall. So yeah, this washer and dryer has been installed by me and a guy called Jeff. Both of us installed it. All these doors have been installed by us. All right, I'm gonna turn on the lights first. Alrighty, this is the bedroom. Slightly messy at the moment, but yep. And this here is kind of like a walk-in closet. I guess we could turn on the lights. And guess who gets to use the walk-in closet? Not me. And this has a huge door. It took me about, I'd say honestly, it took me about 10 to 12 hours to install that. But yeah, that was fun, or wasn't, whichever way you want to look at it. All right, as we move into our bathroom area, this is, technically speaking, even though this is our bathroom, this area specifically for my wife. I use a much smaller bathroom. I'll show you guys that one. But yes, this bathtub was installed by me and Jeff again. All the tile work I did not do, but all the plumbing inside it was also done by Jeff and me. Yep. And these cabinets were installed once again by my wife and me. So yeah, and this here is a fancy mirror. I think there's lights in here, and I've never tried it, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, anyway, moving back once again, as you can tell, our washer dryer. And we did not have a washer dryer inside the house, so we were able to move that by creating plumbing in here. But then, of course, we ended up installing that. All right, let's move. All right, something that gives me a lot of joy is my 86-inch TV. Love it. I'm gonna get a projector next. Okay, as we move, and this again is a little medicine cabinet, you know, bathroom cabinet, whatever you want to call it. This tiny bathroom, which I guess in Mumbai would be a pretty big bathroom, I guess. But yeah, this tiny bathroom here is where I get to take my showers. But of course, that one again, I put that. This was put in by Jeff and me, and also helped by another gentleman, Anjani Pandey, who helped me with that. I put the tiling in here. Of course, I got the edges wrong, so I very smartly have covered them. They don't look too bad. All this tile in here is done by me, and of course this one as well. The niche, is called it the niche. Doesn't look, probably, I mean, I don't know if it looks kind of bad in the pictures, but yeah, it's not a great job, but you know, someday we'll get around to changing it. And oh boy, look at my hair. Alrighty, as we move in to the other bedroom, let's turn on the lights here. All right, and this here is the spare bedroom. That's my closet. I mean, honestly, it's fairly big compared to what I had in Mumbai. This is huge. And I mean, you know, I guess once you move to America, you just have a lot more stuff. As we kind of move here, this is just part of the bedroom. This is a huge bedroom, so I'm able to get a couch in here as well. This is my office area, where I make my YouTube videos, edit them, or anything like that. It's got nice and bright view of the outside, so it's really nice. Yeah, it's just cluttered at the moment because there's all my tripods and everything in there. A small temple over here to pray to the gods. Dad, some more family over here. And as we move out from here, we're gonna go into the alleyway. And so this, again, is kind of, so that gate over there kind of opens up as well. And that, of course, leads to the backyard. So there's kind of two entries. Yep, and once again into the backyard. And installing this door, I didn't install it. We had somebody else do it, but I installed all the, I don't know if you can tell, but all the sealant around it. Just simple sticking it so that the door seals and water is not able to kind of get right in. So for all my family and friends, you guys had questions on how I live, you know, what kind of place I have in America. Yep, this is how it is. I'm extremely hot, even though it's cold outside. Oh, wow. That's a 68, which is the temperature inside the house because I've been working out. 68 Fahrenheit is probably... Alexa, what is 68 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius?
68 degrees Fahrenheit is 20 degrees Celsius.
All right, it's 20 degrees inside the house, so it's pretty cold. But yeah, it's nice in here. And yep, I'm gonna go take a shower. We're going out in the evening, so this was a small tour of my house. And of course, just in case you're living in India, you're ever inspired to wash your car, you now know what to do. Oh, the other thing that I did install was this dishwasher. I mean, there's a lot of work that I've done inside this house myself. All the fans have been installed by my wife and me, and of course help from Jeff. There they are. I would say all those lights, those ceiling lights. So Jeff, a really friendly guy, he helped me, and we were able to cut those, run the wire from up in the attic. The attic is kind of up there, and run that wire and then have it powered into this. So yeah, there's all these blinds that you see have been installed by my wife and me. I think it took us 2 whole days to just keep installing them. Because our house is solid block. In America, a lot of the houses are drywall. They're kind of stick. They're kind of wooden houses. So only this wall is wood, as you can tell by the sound on this one. And then once we move here, you'll hear this is solid. So those walls are kind of hollow. They have a drywall, and behind it there's wooden columns running through on which the drywall has been installed. All right, guys, so that was a quick tour of our beautiful, cute home. I really do like it, and I'm so glad that I was able to do a lot of the work myself, my wife and me, and also good old Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.